Thought I'd do a quick video on drive shaft removal on a TR6. So first thing to do is take the drum off. Then if you look through, there you have 6 opposing, well, so you've got two there. And so you've got these holes so you can get the socket in there. There's 6 of them. Undo them. And what you will find is 9 times out of 10, the studs will automatically come out of the trailing arm. The reason for this is aluminium. It's very, very common. They're not supposed to be overly tight, but I will explain what you do when refitting. Next thing is underneath. You have under the drive shaft, so 4 nuts on each side. That will then allow you to pull the drive shaft out of the trailing arm complete. When removing the trailing arm of a TR6 on the back, we've already removed the drive shaft. You can see, like I was talking about in a previous video, where 2 studs have actually come out. Very, very common. 9 times out of 10, this will happen. When this is all disassembled, what we normally do is put a bit of thread lock on, wind the studs back in and torque it to 14 pounds-foot. If you're lucky, that will work. Most of the time, the studs will just spin in the aluminium trailing arm. So what we do is we'll helicoil the trailing arm in. We'll check the torqueness. We'll check the tightness, torque them up of the remaining studs, make sure they're okay. And what we want to do before the trailing arm comes off, we have the brake pipe there, which has got a lock nut there. You just undo the lock nut. That will lift up out of the way. The handbrake cable is a split pin with a little pin that comes up through this arm. That will disconnect that. The cable is held on underneath. There's a nut. There's a bolt that goes through that bracket there, straight through. And there's a nut underneath, so you wind that off. We normally support from underneath using a gearbox jack or transmission jack, something like that, just to take the strain off of it. Undo the drop link, but before, make sure you've got the trailing arm supported before you undo it, as a whole lot will come crashing down. And you disconnect that will lift up out of the way. Then what we can do is lower the transmission jack down. The spring will release itself from the upper support. Then it's just this case of underneath 4 nuts to hold the back brackets on, and the whole trailing arm will pull out. And you'll see with the drop link disconnected, we can let the jack down and the spring will come out. You can see the insulator there is will definitely need replacing. But yeah, that's basically all involved. Just those 4 bolts on the rear of the trailing arm bracket, and the whole lot will come down.